Welcome to Unfiltered Summit Sisters. I'm Gina.
And I'm Julia.
We are two ride-or-die best friends who are paving the path for what true, authentic relationships look like.
We're facing hardships head-on, having real, uncensored conversations, supporting each other's growth, and shining a light on true, raw healing.
We are navigating the world the best we know how.
Having a hell of a time doing it.
Laughing every step of the way.
Through the rain
and sunshine.
This is Canyon Culture.
Welcome back to Unfiltered Summit Sisters. I want to talk about fun stuff.
Okay.
I want to talk about boys and dating and all the fun things.
Okay. I have something to say now.
Oh, okay.
Not really. I just get to be a part of the conversation now.
Oh,
that's all.
I was like, go, take it.
No, you're leading this podcast. I don't know where it's going. This is on you. I just actually might get to participate.
I don't know where it's going either, but it's so fun. It's so fun. Boys and dating, and this is way more fun in 30s. I was going to say late 30s, but that's really rude. Versus when we were kids.
Well,
when we were babies.
Because literally, I had my first kiss at 17 and got married at 19. I've been divorced longer than I've dated.
That's funny. That's funny.
I know, right?
It's so much more fun this time around.
How do you feel about dating when your daughters are dating?
Right. So that is different. My 16-year-old went on a date for the first time this week. I don't know what week it was.
It was
recently.
Semi-recently.
Yes.
So
in this
exciting.
life. In this month. I don't know. And I was like, what?
We're both
dating. My 16-year-old and I are both dating at the same time. What is this world?
It's weird. I do that often. I'm like, what is this life?
Mm-hmm.
What is this life?
But it's so fun. It's so fun.
Why is it so fun?
Oh my gosh. This time around, I know who I am. Mm-hmm. And so I'm not out to impress anyone.
That is some of my favorite bits.
This is, you said bits. Are we going there? Okay, hold on. Pause, rewind. I'm sorry, I couldn't.
I'm leaving all this.
My body reacted before my brain could catch up.
I'm leaving all of this.
What were you talking about?
Bits.
Before the bits. Oh, me being confident. Okay, yes. I remember now.
Not impressed.
I know exactly. Yeah, I know exactly who I am. And if you don't like me, honestly, I don't give a fuck. I'm amazing and I'm awesome. And it's so much more fun this time around, right?
Okay, so that you getting to that place, when did you, how long did it take for you to get to that place? Were you in that place right after you got divorced and you were doing that while you were an adult?
No. I was very much like, nobody's going to want a single mom with 6 kids with all the trauma. And I was more there.
Okay, good. Because I'm like, this is new for me.
I was more there.
This is a brand new idea.
It took a lot of healing. Number one, my relationship with God.
Okay.
And I many years ago, I went from knowing of Him. I went to church. I prayed, but I knew of Him. I prayed more at Him, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And as I healed my relationship with Him, and He revealed who I am in Him and who He sees me to be, and I believed it to my core. Not just said it, not just wrote it on a pretty Facebook post, but I believed it to my core.
Yes.
That's where that came in.
Okay. I like that. I like how you said I was praying at Him, because I feel like that was the majority of my not upbringing, because that makes it sound like I'm blaming somebody. That was just how it was until after my divorce, and that's why I'm trying to teach my kids right now. Difference with prayer is this is get a relationship. He's real. He's there.
Yeah,
talk to Him like you would talk to me. Maybe not that disrespectfully, but let's keep it within bounds.
Right. But so healing my relationship with Him and knowing exactly who I am in Him and having all of that confidence that's really Him inside me.
Yeah.
Has taken off so much weight and just given so much freedom and fun in dating.
Yes. I remember I went on a date with a guy and I had just gotten gifted my water bottle that is the man of my life.
I mean, it's a hydro jug.
It's amazing. And it's like the stainless steel one.
Yeah, it's a fancy one.
Oh, and so we went on a date and I brought it because I was like, obviously this is going everywhere with me.
Right.
I feel naked without him. And so we were leaving, like I was getting out of the car and I was like, I put the water bottle down because they were going to feed me water in the restaurant. So I didn't need to bring it in.
Right.
But I had to leave him.
Did you choose water when they fed it to you? I'm an ass, I know.
The ice, yes. But anyway, I was just like, bye. I love you. And this man was like, did you just say goodbye to your water bottle? And I was like, yes, I did. And that was like big for me.
Right.
Because I am that goofy. I am that much of a dork. I am that much of a, wow, you're special. And I would hide that a lot. So I love to dance, but it would be in my bedroom by myself.
Right.
I now talk to my water bottle. He has a name. His name is Chris. And I love him very much. And everybody knows it because I don't hide that part of me anymore. And guess what? No one stopped hanging out with me from it.
What?
I know. I dance in the driveway.
Crazy.
No one doesn't talk to me because I dance in my driveway. Right. This is new. So I'm in the middle of enjoying just being me and learning and like having these moments of like, look at me being me. And no one hits me.
It's so...
Sorry.
We're fine. We are fine.
No one doesn't want to hang out with me. Is
well,
that
because we had to suppress everything for so long. And so I'm in a stage now where I'm also getting to just anything that I feel like I get to feel it. And I get to feel it at whatever level I want to feel it at.
Yeah.
So like, and these may sound like stupid examples, but when I am watching a show or a movie and I am sad, I let myself cry. I don't have to hold tears back.
Right. Well, because
it's okay.
Crying was scary.
Right.
We weren't allowed to do that.
And then another thing is that there are things that get me so excited. I'm talking like little girl at Christmas excited. And I don't want to shove her down anymore. No. I want her to jump around and be excited. And so Mackenzie and I know you have very differing opinions on this. Mackenzie
you make it sound like I'm a Scrooge. I love Christmas, okay? Calm down.
Mackenzie and I, my 16-year-old and I, went to Home Goods. Well, we sort of tricked Madison into going. Madison is my oldest. She's 17.
Madison's on my team.
Yep. She was like, we should go to Home Goods and look at the fall decor. Me, knowing that it's the end of October, was like, yeah, fall decor. And then I'm winking at Mackenzie like they're definitely going to have their Christmas stuff out. I know they are. So we walk into the store and they have one small table of fall decor. Like, Madison, there's your table.
Have fun.
And all the rest of the store is Christmas. And Mackenzie and I literally start jumping up and down in the store.
I love
ridiculous.
It.
Like, just, and like fools. Like, and
who cares?
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
No, here's the thing. People do care, but people are looking at them going, oh my gosh. How, like, okay, we've told this story before, but it seriously is my favorite. The first time we went to Costco after you, like, we knew we were going to be there.
Yes.
We made plans. Let's go to Costco.
We knew it was the same Costco.
Like, I was like, where are you? I'm in the produce section. Okay, I'll be right there. Right. But it was the very first time since you moved here that you were in your own house.
Right.
And so this was the first time that it was like, this is our Costco.
We drove our own cars.
Yeah.
Right.
And we literally jumped up and down.
Yes.
And we screamed at each other.
Yeah.
And we didn't care. And this sweet lady comes up and she's like, oh my gosh, what I wouldn't give to have somebody be that excited to see me before I die. And I was like, I would be excited like that to see you. Do you want to walk down that aisle?
Go do it again. Walk back.
Do a lap. We'll get excited. But yeah, just being our authentic selves and getting excited. I would suppress that when it came to boys because I was like, they want this, that, and the other thing. Right. I would project what they wanted. Right. And with this water bottle, this man was like, that's adorable. And I was like, obviously.
I know.
Like, but that was the beginning. I was so proud of myself. And now I was driving the other day and this song came on, I was dancing and singing. I was like, oh my gosh, I just did that in front of a boy. Okay.
I love it.
That is me.
We went to the park with the kids, and we were sitting on a picnic blanket while the kiddos
picnic basket.
I don't know. I can't speak today
because we're numb. It's fine.
It's true. And the kiddos went and played, and my boyfriend and I sat on a picnic blanket and had music on. And I stood up in the middle of the park and pulled him up, and we danced in the middle of the park. Didn't care who was watching. Cute. It was just fun. It was in the moment, I felt that's what I wanted to do.
That's so cute.
Yeah, it was so fun. So
this is way less about us enjoying dating and more of us just enjoying being us.
Yes.
And I think the reason why it's stemming this way or going this way is because I think our relationship before made us push all of the things that made us unique and awesome. And you, Julia, and me, Gina, we had to hide those because it was scary, not scary. It was dangerous to be our individual selves, and they got ridiculed and they got made fun of.
And if you're going to be a good Christian wife, this is what that needs to look like. Don't be too silly. Don't be too loud. Don't Don't make a big deal out of things. Don't there's this whole list of what you need to look like in order to be a good Christian wife.
And we are breaking those bounds.
Breaking them all. So, I'm having so fun experiencing all of the emotions and allowing myself to, not having to hide them or push them down
And your boyfriend's still here.
He's still here. And you're still here.
Oh yeah, you can't. We've already. Yeah. I'm glad you say that because I always question, oh, she's gonna leave.
No. Do you remember? Have you seen that video going around social media right now, where it's what I'm gonna do when my best friend dies, and they the live friend drags the body of the friend, and there's playing ball with the dead body and puts the body at the game table. And,
I know. You sent it to me. I was like, good thing you're dying first because I don't know how much you'd want to haul my dead ass around. You're significantly smaller, so I feel like this is a better.
I'm expecting minimum that you will take some of. I'm going to be cremated. You already know this. That you will take some of my ashes and just put it in one of those. What are those timers?
for board games?
Yes, the sand timers that you flip upside down, so that I can still be part of game night.
Perfect. I also think am I making jewelry out of you? Do you want me earrings so I wear you?
That's kind of weird.
Is that too far?
That's a little far.
I would do it though.
But I definitely want to be part of game night. Minimum.
Game night. Okay. All right. I'm gonna do jewelry just to make you uncomfortable. Because if you're gonna haunt me,
I will.
I'm gonna haunt you.
I will.
I do love the idea. We've talked before about dating and how we kind of think we try and find as many perks as we can of being single moms. And one of them is we get to demonstrate to our children healthy dating.
Yes.
Which has been awesome. I have been seeing this guy for a couple months now, and he has met my kids. And I've actually really loved how that went because I overthought that a ton. When are my kids going to meet the people I'm dating? How is this going to look? And I was like, it doesn't have to be that intense.
Am I doing it too soon? Am I doing it too late?
Yes.
What if I get attached to him and then they meet and the kids haven't, the kids don't vibe? And what if I do it too early and then the kids' hearts get broken? There's so many thoughts to it.
Things. So I kind of threw that out the window and went off of not instincts, but more the spirit and what was going to work for this guy and my kids, because that's what's in front of us. Not if I date another guy, it could be different. But my kids are real invested. And I don't, I'm not going to hide and be hey, I'm going out with friends. And then I go on a date. I'm no, I'm going on a date. And they're instantly, is he going to be our new papa? And I was like, one, do not say that to his face.
Please don't.
They have. It's awkward as hell.
They wrote it on a card.
I don't think he's seen it. Thank goodness. That was a close one.
Yeah.
Thomas has said something, though. He's like, are you going to be my new dad? I was like, too far. Don't. My thing is, I'm like, say what you're going to say, but at the same time, I need him to know this is not a discussion we're having.
Right.
I'm not putting these thoughts in their head, but I did tell you way before you met the kids that they will get attached fast. But anyway, I just like that they get to see that. They get to see me get excited and be like, this is appropriate. And they ask me, is he your boyfriend? Are you guys getting married? I was like, we're getting to know each other.
Right.
This is not, it takes time to get to know somebody. Calm down. It's not moving in. Easy. But so I think it's been interesting watching them because at the beginning they were so anxious and it felt like a good way, but it's still anxious. And now they're way more calm and they're not like, oh my gosh, are you going to hang out with him? When is he coming over? It's just, this is what it is. And I'm like, this is where we need to be. We need to be in this space. The anxious is not a good space.
And I think it teaches them healthy, not just healthy dating, but they get to see that people come and go in our lives. Some people are for a season.
Yep.
And that's okay.
And even it doesn't have to end poorly.
No, it doesn't.
Because that's the thing. I don't have a whole lot of relationships that end poorly. I have 2.
Right.
And for me, it's no, these people just needed to be here in my life for this time, or I need to be in their life, or we need to be in each other's lives. And then that was it.
Right.
You, on the other hand, don't have an option.
Absolutely not.
We'll just get cremated together, mix our ashes together. It'll be weird, but it'll be fine. So that's something I've really enjoyed is getting to learn how to date healthily myself because I haven't dated since I was 19. So getting to learn to do that myself and to take my time and to let my kids be a part of it, but not too much a part of it, right? Like we're feeling a really good balance. And I'm enjoying that. And I'm enjoying like just enjoying dating. Like just not worrying about the future, not what are we going to, when is this? And nope, today I get to see you and that sounds great.
Okay. So what has been one of your favorite dates?
Okay. So going on actual dates has been hard for us because he has his kids 50% of the time. And then the other half of the time he travels for work. So when we do get together, which is so up my alley, it's like, hey, kids are in bed. You want to go walk around the park?
Yeah.
Or go drive up the canyon? But I kind of love that our first date was really intentional. So he was traveling that day and his flight was super late. And I love that he still wanted to make an effort to see me. He was like, no, I still want to see you today. And I was like, okay, I'm a late night person, so this works for me. And we just got milkshakes at JCW's and then walked around a park. And I
had already been asleep for 2 hours by then.
Exactly. Like before I left, you were in bed.
Probably.
So the reason that was my favorite is because it was chill. There was no pressure. And I didn't feel that pressure. And we just got to know each other. And it was just like, oh, this is fun. Instead of going, oh, this is torture.
Right.
But now I want to think about anything else. I'm like, what else do we do that was fun? But we have plans. We want to go to like football games and hockey games and we want to go do fun things. So we're trying to put more effort into like going on dates instead of just spontaneous hangouts. But I still think our first one is the best one because it was just like this whole like, oh, I like you. This is fun.
I love it.
You're not weird. Well, you are, but you're kind of weird.
Right. We're all weird.
We're all weird, but we need to find the right flavor.
Okay, ask me mine.
So Julia, what was your worst date? What is your favorite date? Because you've been with your boyfriend for 2 years.
Oh my gosh, thank you for asking.
I love that you guys do date night every week.
We do.
You make it a priority.
Really hard. We've only missed a couple due to kid stuff.
Yeah.
Shocker.
So what is your favorite?
Oh, okay. I think my top favorite is
when you got peanut butter pie and surprised me at the canyon.
Oh,
that was a good date night for me.
But we weren't talking about our date.
He was there.
My boyfriend.
He was there. I was there for 5 minutes.
That's true. I guess technically it was a date. It's supposed to be a date with him.
I was only there for 5 minutes. And why am I not I'm getting on a tangent. I want to hear about this date. I'm so sorry.
Okay. I think my favorite date is that we came up the canyon in his truck for a meteor shower. Then we parked at the top parking lot.
Yeah.
And sat in the back of his truck and watched the meteor shower and talked for hours.
I love it.
And it was just, it was so good. And the conversation was so good. We talked about light things and fun things. We talked about heavy things and healing things. We talked about dreams. I made inappropriate jokes. Shocker.
Wouldn't be a date with Julia without.
Right. It was just a really good time and it was so simple and
look at us.
I loved it so much.
I love that we're just that simple because that's the thing. When him and I were talking about like this is kind of a cool thing. Things come up that I'm like, oh, I need to talk to him about it. But I get really nervous to bring up topics. I'm getting better at having hard conversations, but bringing them up is now my next hurdle I need to work on because taking up space is still scary for me. And so what's been really cool is I was thinking, I would like to put more effort into intentional dates. They don't literally need to be different than what we're doing. I'm not asking for trips to Disneyland. I just want to be like, hey, I would like to take you on a date at this time. Could you make yourself available?
Yeah.
Kind of an idea, right? The intention is important. And so I was like, oh, I kind of want to do that. And so instead of saying like, hey, I need to talk to you about something, I asked him on a date. And so he had left my house after a spontaneous, like, hey, I've got an hour. You want to hang out? And I'm like, yeah, come on over. So he leaves and I call him and I was like, hey, I have a question for you. And he goes, hit me with it.
I like how you waited till he left.
Less scary.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go in the dark spaces. Okay. It's fine. So I was like, hey, would you like to go on a date with me? And he just like laughed and he was like, I'd love to. And I was like, okay, great. See ya. And he's like, wait.
Okay, bye.
Kind of. He's like, no, wait. And he was just like, and anyway, he did exactly what I want. Like, this wasn't entrapment. This wasn't me being manipulative. But if I were to play out how I wanted it to go, he did exactly that. Where he was like, okay, like, what do you want? Like, when? What do you want to do? Like, he did the man pursuit thing. Here's the problem. We still haven't done it yet. But It's hard. It's very hard when he physically isn't around very much.
Right.
Anyway, so, we went on another spontaneous drive, and he was like, tell me about this date idea that you're having. I was like, I just told him, I just want to be intentional with our time. So it can be something as simple as a drive, but I want the intention to be more like, I want to go on a date with you instead of a hangout.
Right.
The energy needs to be a little bit different. He's like, okay. And so last weekend he was just like, do you want to come over so I can take you on a what do you call it? Remember, I sent you the text. What did he say? Proper date.
Oh, yes.
And I was like, I would love to.
Where'd y'all go, by the way?
We didn't.
Oh, okay.
He has a friend who needed to be around people. And so he third wheeled with us. So we went to a Mexican restaurant, but we had another party there, which was still great.
Yeah.
So we're going to try again tonight. It's going to be fine.
I love it.
So I don't know what the plan is, but I don't care. But anyway, so I'm learning to take up space. And so far he is still around. So that's really fun for me.
Aww.
It's still scary.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
It's so fun.
But we've done episodes where I've talked about my dating, and there's a lot of anxiety, and I'm loving that I worked my butt off, and now I'm just getting to enjoy it. And I'm getting to enjoy him and getting to know him. And I love that with a lot of the work I've done, I don't have this pressure. And so the overthinking isn't here. And no, I did overthinking, but I bring it to light and it goes away immediately. And I'm enjoying that. So for me, I'm just like, there's a boy. And I just sit there and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a boy that likes me. And I tell him, I'm like, I like you. And he goes, I like you too. And I'm like, no way. Really?
I tell my boyfriend, I'm like, I like you and I love you.
Ooh.
He's like, what? I'm like,
no, those are two different things.
Those are two different things. I love you all the time, but there are some times that I don't like you.
Yeah.
But I like you and I love you.
Like when you go to work, I don't like you then.
Stupid.
That's stupid. So do you have anything planned that you're excited for with your boyfriend?
Ooh. Tomorrow we're going to be up in the mountains all day. Is it tomorrow? What day are we on?
Yes, Friday.
Friday. Tomorrow we're going to be up in the mountains all day long in the side-by-side because, well, we don't need to go into that. It's going to be beautiful weather.
Yes, it is.
It's going to be warm, one of our last warm days. So we plan to bring that and go on as many off-roading trails as we can, which brings so much joy to my heart.
It really, really does.
So I'm super excited for tomorrow. But
Yay.
Of course, we have to stop and get snackage.
Obviously. Don't go to Hardee's because their snacks are stale and stupid. Go to Walmart.
No. Okay. Good advice.
Okay. Do we have anything else we want to talk about with boys and dating? Because
I really like kissing boys. Well, my boyfriend. I should not say. I should not say boys. I am not.
Do you think we're ever going to get to the point where we're going to refer to our significant other as men? Just wondering.
That's so funny. I didn't even realize that.
No, because I've had guys that I've talked to that I'm just like, oh, boys. I was like, oh, dating boys. I would refer to him as a boy, and they're like, I'm a man. I was like,
oh, right.
Are we offended by this? So obviously you are a boy. Easy.
The physical aspects are super nice.
Oh.
I really like being with a boy and having fun and doing adult things that I enjoy.
We're winking, by the way.
Right. And I don't have to do it in the car. I don't have to hide anything from my mom. I'm having a lot of fun.
You are the mom, by the way.
I know. So I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you are the mom.
And nobody knows.
And if they do, who cares?
It's true.
It's true.
Yeah.
Oh, no, never mind.
I know. There's so much more I want to say, and we won't be able to post it if I say it.
No, this is the longest I've dated anybody. And I like where we're at. We're like, I see him and it's an automatic. Like, I don't have to be like, okay, do we kiss? Do we high five? Do we fist bump? What are we doing?
Remember the time when we went on for very first dates ever? I remember the very first one that I ever went on after my divorce. Is that a gunshot?
I don't know what could have been. Did you get it?
It's hunting season up here.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, the very first date that I went on, I remember I Marco Polo you and I was like, what if people see us that we know?
I was like, you're divorced.
You're divorced. You've been divorced. I'm like, oh, right. I forgot. Somebody tell my brain that.
Right. It's weird
because it was almost like I felt like people were going to see me and think I was cheating.
It's 13 years with the same person. It's not abnormal.
And then I was like, when we come back home and he drops me off, do I curtsy?
Right. I remember both of us trying to navigate the first dates, and I died laughing. Like, do I curtsy? I thought that was so funny. And then my mirror, that was my very first date I went on. I'm texting this boy, and I was like, so like when I see you, because our schedules didn't match up. We had been talking for a whole month before we went on our first date. And I was like, so I felt comfortable enough with, I was like, so when I see you, do we handshake? Do we fist bump? And then I was like, do I curtsy? Like, what do we do?
Do we chest bump? I don't really know.
I don't know what is the protocol here.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. But now, yeah, it's weird. It's super weird. Like, we were driving and he held my hand. I was like, what are we doing? What's happening right now? Because it's been 6 years. It has been 6 years for me. So I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
You still like me?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
We can be in the car and he'll put his hand on my thigh in the car. I'm like, oh my God, does anybody see this?
No, it was, I have brought this boy he's come to ice cream twice, and he's come to BLT night once. And I was like, this is so weird. It's so weird.
I think it's so weird because I've told you this before. It's like, it makes me think of when you adopt an animal.
Oh no, where are you going with this? I'm so nervous.
When you adopt an animal at a shelter. Like, you go there and you see all the different kinds, and at this age, everybody's got trauma. Everybody's got baggage.
Scraggly somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's like an animal shelter. Everything is scraggly. There's no purebreds anymore. We're all past that.
Keep going. This is amazing.
So you try to pick the least straggly one you can find.
Oh my God.
And then you adopt it and bring it home. And then you bring it into your circle of people and you're like, look what I got. Do you like it? No, should I return it?
What do you think?
What do you think?
Help me decide. Do I return it? Do I take it back to the pound?
Right. I don't know why I thought of that. That's how my brain works.
Oh my gosh, that is the thing. Okay, I am so grateful that I get to have dating life with my best friend, because this is the thing. Like we started this episode off with, we are finding a lot of the joys of dating in our 30s. And I want to embrace that.
Yes.
And some of it is we get to go do, like, I get to stay out till 1 a.m. and no one gets to tell me not to.
It's so fun.
Right? Like you were saying, I don't have to answer to my mom.
Right.
I don't have to do that. I get to stay out till 1 and you don't have to say anything about it.
Yep.
And then we get to go up the mountain and you and I get to giggle and talk about all the things. I'm like, oh my gosh, she kissed me. And you're like, tell me everything.
Yes.
Right? And we get to do
all the details.
We get to do all of that, but we get to do it not as silly little girls. We're women and we're just like, man, he's got man arms.
Yeah.
They're big, beautiful man arms. And we get to be obsessed over manly things instead of little scrawny boy things.
Yes.
So I'm grateful that I get to do dating at the same time you are.
Oh my gosh, it's so fun. It's so fun. I'm going to steal yours too. I'm grateful that we get to date at the same time together, because we get to talk about all the things and plenty of things that we can't actually post online. And that is my favorite. So we're going to end this episode so we can get back in the car and talk about the non-postable things.
But okay, I'm going to add something else though. We really need to do better with double dating, because then I think we're going to have so many funny stories.
We're waiting for y'all.
It's his fault. Tell him to stop working so much.
Well, pass the message along.
We'll call him on the way.
Perfect.
Okay.
Good. Until next time.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Unfiltered Summit Sisters.
Come join us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok to get a sneak peek into our lives.
It's beautiful, chaotic, crazy, and fun.
What else would you expect raising 10 kids?
All the links you need are in the show notes.
See you next week.